Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to Akim and Akwat out there, pursuing this truth diligent. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, Spanish Official Resigns After Disgusting Video. And in parentheses, Spaniards equal Edom. Alright, Spaniards are Edomites, okay, for the most part. We'll get into that a little bit later. So, this course comes from a Reddit post that comes from a news article, alright? And I was saving it up for a couple days, didn't know if I was ever going to touch on it or not. And I said, hell, why not? Let's go through it, deal with how, disgusting these Edomites are, right? Might as well. And lo and behold, here we are. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm not sure how long this lesson is going to be. I only got 5 scriptures laid out. We might freestyle a couple of the other ones, all right, through the Spirit, free flowing through the Spirit, and see what we get from there. But only 5 laid out, so it looks like it could be a shorter lesson. There's not too much to touch on, but we may end up going. It may end up taking longer once we get to Spain, depending how the Spirit flows on us. So right off the bat, we're gonna go ahead and get this article. All right, and it's disgusting. All right, it is from Reddit. Okay, and give me just 1 minute. Actually, bear with me. All right, we're back. Slacky for that. So had to, I had the account locked in. First of all, I had to get out of that, and also it fixed the weird ass color issue we were having. So creepy people all on the internet. I don't need them looking in my business. So this is from the Europe subreddit. All right, and it says Spanish official resigns after video leaks of him offering himself as a sex slave and eating his own excrement. All right, and of course this is a term, if you don't know it, the excrement is shit. All right, poop. All right, dung, doo-doo, whatever you want to call it. All right, shit. Okay, this guy had a video leaked of him eating shit and offering himself as a sex slave. All right, this guy that you see right here on the picture, screenshot, or whatever you want to call it, and of course you see some video screenshots of the video in question. All right, and it's just disgusting. All right, it doesn't show too much, or else we wouldn't even be showing it at all. But you can see they blurred the shit out and all that. So it's disgusting. It's Edomite shit, no pun intended. That's exactly the type of stuff they do. They're into all that weird stuff. And hey man, there's a Spanish official. Now it gets even more disturbing once we go in and get into the article. But before we do so, I want to just read a couple comments here. It says that's a bit overkill on the humiliation front. It says he looks shocked and surprised as everyone else is in the thumbnail. We got what a day to have eyes. Described himself as wanting to be exposed, humiliated, and degraded. It says that worked. This was his plan all along. Disgusting, but that's, he's into that stuff. So you can see the comment. I'm not going to go ahead and read it. But, he wanted to be humiliated. All right. It says, well, he wanted to be humiliated, but man, his poor dad who immediately retired from his job because of it. Ugh. It says, and being from a small town of 30,000 people, gossip is, bear with me just a moment. All right, slack you for that. But let me read that again. It says, and being from a small town of 30,000 people, gossip is everywhere. The embarrassment of his family is going to be huge. And that's the thing. He didn't just embarrass himself. He embarrassed his family. And, it's disgusting, man. It's just disgusting. Because this is all like a kink for him, man. This is getting him off, Not only was it getting him off by eating shit and being degraded, now him being degraded in all these articles and stuff, it's probably even more, more attractive for him, or whatever it is, a fetish for him, because he likes being degraded, and it's just nasty, man. And imagine if this was your son, man. Here you are, you made it into a political office, and you have some fucking sick you know, and you know what I want to call him, but I'm gonna refrain from using the term. All right, you have a sick bati boy son. All right, I will say that one. All right, a mama man son. All right, that does all this shit. Here it is. You've been in office for whoever knows how long. All right, you did this. This is what you want to do, and you had this fucking fucked up, you know, retarded ass son that fucks everything up for you, man, and embarrasses you. It's fucking disgusting, man. And these people want to be accepted. And he's one of those people. All right, he's one of those TBGLs. All right, those QTBGLs. All right, he's one of them. All right, he's one of those Alphabet Soup members. All right, the Rainbow Reconnaissance. All right, if you will. All right, he's one of them. So we're gonna go ahead and read it. This is an article from International Business Times. It says, Spanish official resigns after video leaks of him offering himself as sex slave and eating his own excrement. It says, a gay Spanish, there you go, see, right there. A gay Spanish municipal councilor has resigned from his position after photos were publicized of him eating his own excrement as part of a scat fetish. It's not something we're going to look up, but scat fetish is when you are, somehow you are attracted to the act of shitting. All right. And it's very popular in Europe, most notably in places like Paris. Okay. I've been told this from people that have gone to Paris. Apparently it's a big fucking thing over there. All right. It says, as reported by the Publica, Daniel Gomez de Barrio, that's his name, served on the council for Illescas, a small town of around 30,000 people just south of the country's capital. He represented PSOE, the main left-wing, of course, governing party in Spain, whose leader is currently the prime minister. Gomez offered himself to be exposed, humiliated, and degraded. In February, Gomez posted images and videos on social media accounts and pornographic websites. In one of the videos, the counselor appears to be naked on the floor, eating his own feces. Disgusting. A report from French news source FDS, always the French, claimed that the politician was offering himself up for sexual use and described himself as wanting to be exposed, humiliated, degraded. He also described his desire to eat, you know it, you see it, you see it, to be a whore, and to be used as a urinal. With El Diario also claiming he referred to himself as a sexual slave. Okay, I don't know what El Diario is. What is this? I guess it's a Spanish website. We go ahead and translate it. They fire a counselor after videos released in which he eats feces. All right. It says, the man goes out doing a practice many describe as a asquerosa. That one's gonna have. Can I open this in private? What is this? Open. I'm not gonna even look it up. I don't even want to know what it is. Who knows what could come up? It says, what is it? It says despicable sex slave wanted to be used as a urinal. Counselor fired for practicing coprophagy. Coprophagy. All right, it's frequent action in various species of the animal kingdom. Humans do not move away from executing this practice. It says, just disgusting, you know. Basically saying that animals do it, but why would humans? You know, like shit. That's shit that a dog would do, man. It's even gross when dogs do it, but here you are, and that shows you Esau's, you know, base man. They're low. They're low. That's why was it Lot or Job didn't even want them to lay down. Didn't even want them to. He didn't even think that they were fit for his dog. Lay with dogs. Job 30:1. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. All right, Job wouldn't even, want those, Edomites around dogs, man. Why? Because you know what happens when Edomites are around dogs? You know what happens when Edomites are around dogs? I don't even have to tell you. Sick shit happens when Edomites are around dogs. All right, now, so then that's what this guy was into, was being sexual slaves. And, he's the type of guy that would probably go and do something. He was gay, or he was into the scat fetish, and he was probably, if there was a dog around, he probably would have done something with the dog. Or he's probably at least done something with a dog before. All right, this type of guy, he doesn't have any morals. He's not going to sit back and think that it would be wrong to do something to a dog. This is the exact type of guy. This is the picture, definition, poster child of someone that would do type of shit like that. This is nasty. It's nasty, man. This is disgusting. It says, according to ABC Spain, Gomez reported leaking the photographs and videos to the police, who began investigating the matter. Slovakia. However, on March 22nd, more footage of the counselor started circulating online. According to a source, Gomez's official counsel ID was allegedly visible in the content. Now, here's where it's really sick. Gomez dismissed from his position by mayor. On March 27, Gomez was forced to resign and was dismissed from his position as the town council's head of youth, children, and families by Mayor Jose Manuel Tofino. This guy was the town council's head of youth, children, and families. He was dealing with youth and children, man, and families, but youth and children. This is the sick fuck that they allowed to be around these kids, man. It's nasty. Since his resignation, the young counselor has left his family home and the town where he resided with his parents. His father, a former police officer, retired the same week in February that the photos and videos were initially leaked. He said he has left his family home in the town. His dad probably said, get the fuck out of my house. Get the fuck up out of my house right now. It's probably what happened, man. And it's disgusting, man. This guy's fortunate his dad didn't, go ape shit and just kill him. All right? This guy's disgusting. And he would be, not that anybody should, it's not time or place now, but biblically, these type of, Batiman, all right? Look up Batiman, all right? Batyman, if you don't understand what that's mean. We got to use, lockdown language, all right? Lockdown language, because Esau fucking, censor our videos anytime that they can. Take them down, do this, do that, flag them, right? Take our channels down, different things like that. So we have to use this lockdown language, all right, as I'm going to call it. Or you got to use different words. You can't say certain things, all right? You got to just learn the terminology, like the juicy juice, Capri Sun, all right? You got to learn certain things like that when we talk about. We're not talking about Capri Sun or juicy juice or juicy fruit or whatever you want to talk about it. All right? We just got to use those things. All right, sometimes we got to read words backwards. All right, sometimes we got to say QTBGL. All right, because we can't say it the other way around. All right, there's just certain things we have to say. All right, so first scripture that I want to grab, and bear with me, I'm actually going to grab a drink first, and then we're going to grab it. Bear with me. Hebrews 12:16 reads, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Once again, Hebrews 12:16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. All right, and that's Esau. All right, that's the type of shit that Esau does. Okay, they let's get what these words mean, right? Can't, that's just what they do. That's just how they are. They're, and that's why you got to get definitions. Okay, what are these words? All right, let's see, fornicator. All right, which goes to pornos. All right, I also can go back to the word porneia. All right, or profane. So let's get the word pornos and bebelos. All right, so the word's fornicator, then the word's profane. Okay, so pornos, all right, right here.
Strong's G 4205. Parnas. Parnas.
All right, parnas. All right, so there's a couple different words here. We got a man who prostitutes his body to another's lust for hire. All right, a male prostitute, or definition 3, and the one we're using here, A man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse, a fornicator. All right, what would be considered unlawful sexual intercourse? All right, the act of being a batiman. All right, that would be considered an unlawful sexual action. All right, would be participating in, being a batiman. All right, a bati boy. All right, so you can see it. You can look it up. Now, there's another definition where it's dealing with, sometimes fornicator comes up for the word porneia, all right, or porneia, all right, however you want to pronounce it. All right, they go all extra and overboard with it. All right, but the word it specifically mentions illicit sexual behavior. All right, such as, i.e., homosexuality. Okay, so we'll get this word over here. This is a root word. It goes back to paranemi or paranemi. All right, I'm probably butchering it. Let's see how I did. Oh, not good at all. So it says piprasco. All right, piprasco or piprasco. Let's see.
Strong's G 4097. Piprasco. Piprasco.
Piprasco. All right, and definition A says sold under sin, entirely under the control of the love of sinning. Okay, that's what it goes back to, or it goes back to dealing with slavery. Okay, so you see it now. This word over here, all right, profane. All right, this word profane, bebelos.
Strong's G 952. Bebelos.
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 All right, bebelos says profane person. All right, accessible, lawful to be trodden of places, profane. It says profane. What is profane? So that's this first definition. We're not talking about this. We're dealing with definition 2, which means profane, which means unhallowed, common public place of men, ungodly. All right, it means to be ungodly. Now we can go and look up. Let's first go to the root word and see what it means. It's a root word that doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing right here. But the word profane, what does it mean necessarily? Okay, profane. Come on, go ahead and play it.
Profane.
All right, profane. Relating or devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical. All right. Secular rather than religious. All right. And so not under the control of the Lord. All right. Basically, whatever the Lord said, doing the opposite of. That is something that's profane. Earthly, worldly. Right. Worldly. Okay. Ungodly, godless. All right. Of a person, of their behavior, not respectful of orthodox religious practice. All right, going against the biblical law. All right, going against biblical customs and ideologies of what's right and what's wrong. All right, that would be profane. All right, to treat something sacred with irreverence or disrespect. All right, to desecrate. All right, but you're not desecrating anything but yourself at this point. Let's see what this is. All right, a couple brothers put out some lessons. Well, apostle and then an elder brother, but you see it. So that's that's Esau again. Hebrews 12:6. Now that we've gotten the definitions, lest there be any fornicator or profane person is Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Esau doesn't care about anything biblical. You got to realize he came in from the field hungry, and I need some meat. Give me some meat, Jacob. Give me some meat. And Jacob said, give me your birthright then. He says, yeah, I don't care about that birthright. Just give me the meat. I'm on my deathbed. What the hell is that going to do? Just give me the meat, Jacob. All right. And now Esau goes and bitches about, my birthright. You never liked it anyway. You despised your birthright. You hated it. It says it in the Bible that you hated it. So nice try, Esau. Nice try. All right. I want to go get this in the Good News translation and see what, not Chat GPT. We have that for later. But as you can see up here, the establishment of Spain. We'll get that in a minute. But we want to go and get Bible Gateway dealing with Esau more. All right, Hebrews 12:16. And actually, matter of fact, after this, we're going to go hop over there and prove that most of the Edomites are actually, in fact, most of the Spanish are, in fact, Edomites, not the other way around. Hebrews 12:16 in the Good News translation says, let no one become immoral or unspiritual like Esau, who for a single meal sold his rights as the older son. There you go. Let's get the New Living Translation, see what it has to say. Right here, it says, why? For what reason? That made no sense. Hebrews 12:16 in the New Living Translation Make sure that no one is immoral or godless like Esau, who traded his birthright as the firstborn son for a single meal. New Life Version. What does it has to say? It says, none of you should fall into sex sins or forget Yahweh like Esau did. He had a right to get all Isaac had because he was the oldest son, but for one plate of food, he sold his rights to this right to his brother. There you go. So back to the Good News Translation in case we ever have to use it. It'll be right there. Boom. Wrong one. Boom. Did it again. Boom. There we go. So there you go. So again, Good News Translation. We'll get it one more time here. Hebrews 12:16. Let no one become immoral or unspiritual. What is immoral, first of all? What does immoral mean? What does it mean to be immoral? Okay, let's get that word. But it says, let no one become immoral or unspiritual like Esau, who for a single meal sold his rights as the older son. There you go. What does immoral mean? Morally wrong, outside society's standards of acceptable, honest, and moral behavior. What does it mean if someone's immoral? Immoral describes a person or behavior that is conscientiously consciously, is that the word, consciously?
Conscientiously.
Conscientiously. Conscientiously. That's a hard ass fucking word to say. Conscientious. That word. Do you see it? Conscientiously. All right. Hebrew is my first language, right? That's a joke I make from time to time. It's really not a joke, though. I don't speak Hebrew fluently like that. I know a few Hebrew words, but, that's why Jake, we fuck up words a lot, is because this isn't really even our first language, man. Hebrew is our first language. So immoral describes a person or behavior that consciously, we're just going to say consciously, goes against accepted morals. All right. So it says that is the proper ideas and beliefs of how to behave in a way that is considered right and good by the majority of people. Immoral connotes the intent of evilness or wrongdoing and is the true antonym of moral. Okay, they don't want to do what's wrong. They want to do what's immoral. They want to do what's bad. They want to be, popping men and breaking men's backs out and doing nasty shit. And you can say, oh, that's not a white man thing. That's not a white. Go and look at during slave times. Go and look at the type of shit that they're doing, buck breaking. Go and look at all the shit that they are doing. All right, that's the type of shit that Esau does, man. That's the exact type of shit that Esau does, and it comes from Esau. It comes from these Roman people. Now, the Romans are the original Edomites, man. These Romans are Edomites. The Roman Edomites. They're Romans, all right? They were Romans. They still are Romans, okay? Go and look into the Romans' customs and cultures and how they used to be. All right, go and look at those different things. Was it the Romans or the Greeks that they originally had? I can't remember if it was the Roman or the Greeks, but the Romans and Greeks, both of them are Edomites, all right? The Greeks are Edomites as well, all right, for the most part. All right, but dealing with the Romans and Greeks, one of them, I believe it was one of them, had and this is going to be disgusting, and Salakia for even saying it, but I got to put it out there because you can look it up. I don't want it in my search history, but one of them had matter of fact, I'm just going to look it up. I'm going to do a private tab, though, because I don't want this in my search history. It was dealing with fellatio, which is, for lack of a better word, is, a BJ, all right, if you know what that means. All right, this is the proper word, fellatio, of older brother passing seed tradition. All right, there is of course they don't want to put it out there. Not Ho Chunk. Let's see. Becoming of man. Let's see. There it is. Now it says Nigeria. Or Sambian. Is it Papua New Guinea? Indigenous people of West Guinea. There's that too. But this practice goes back further than that. But it's still the same action. All right, and you can read it here. I'm not gonna even I'm not gonna read that out loud. Those words aren't gonna come from my lips, but you can see it on the screen right here. You can go ahead and read it. But I believe that actually goes back to an ancient Roman custom. Of course, they don't want that coming up because, you know, they're the Romans, so they don't want themselves looking bad. But there's a lot of stuff. Here's an actual one. The Romans used to dress their brides as young boys. Let's see. Is this it? Let's see. Let's see. There was an article I saw on it talking about Romans were so, you know what, that they had to dress their women as, you know, they dressed their brides as, or was it Greeks? I know it was Roman. I know it was Roman, and I've made a video on it before, but they try to let's see. You know, they do all this where they try to cover it up. Okay? They try to cover it up. But we'll read it right here. It says, homosexuality in ancient Rome often differs markedly from the contemporary West. Latin lacks words that would properly translate homosexual or heterosexual. The primary dichotomy of ancient Roman sexuality was active, dominant, masculine, and passive, submissive, feminine. Roman society was patriarchal, or patriarchal, and the freeborn male citizen possessed political liberty and the right to rule both himself and his household. Virtue was seen as an active quality through which a man defined himself. The conquest mentality and the cult of virility shaped same-sex relations. Roman men were free to enjoy sex with other males without a perceived loss of masculinity or social status. It says, as long as they took the dominative or penetrative role. Acceptable male partners were slaves and former slaves, all right, prostitutes and entertainers, all right. It says freeborn male minors were off limits during certain periods in Rome. And what is this article? Sexual attitudes and behaviors in ancient Rome, and we don't necessarily need to go into that, but you can see that you know, it was that's disgusting. Let's see, what is this? Homosexual in ancient Rome. And this seems to be this heroic portrayal of Nisus and Euryalus by Jean-Baptiste Roman. Virgil described their love as pious in keeping the Roman morality. So there's you know, two men having a sexual relations statue, okay? And, you know, sex between two males seen on a ceramic bowl, late 21st century. Sex between two males on a vase, fragment of Aretine bowl, 1 CE to 375 CE. All right, you see it here. You know, you see it, male and male. All right, so you know, that's, you see it. It's all with these Romans, man. It's all these Romans. So let's go back. Let's prove though. Now, the thing you got to do is you got to go and look into the establishment of Rome, all right? Rome being formed. How did it come about? How was Rome established, all right? How was it founded? How was it, you know, brought up as a country, okay? So what I did was I went to ChatGPT, all right, and I typed in how was Spain established, all right? And they gave us a multiple different points on how, you know, the history of how Spain was formed, all right, by Rome. So it says the establishment of Spain as a unified entity can be traced back to a complex historical process that unfolded over centuries. Here's a simplified overview. So, first was the Roman influence, all right, that 3rd century BCE to 5th century CE. The Iberian Peninsula, which is present-day Spain and Portugal, was first conquered by Romans in the 3rd century BCE. They established various colonies and exerted significant cultural and political influence over the region for centuries. Okay, so you got to realize the Romans were the OG colonizers. That's what they did. They still are today, right? The Romans are the Edomites, all right? The Edomites today, those Europeans, all right? The Europeans, all right? Or the Spanish as they can be known. Now, the people think of the people of Spanish as being Latino. Well, they are Latin, all right? Because what language is spoken by what Romans spoke? Here it is. What language did Romans speak? Latin. All right, in Latin is the form is the original form of Spanish. All right, is the form of all the Mexican Spanish. There's different dialects of Spanish. Right, the Spain Spanish. All right, there's everywhere. Ecuador and other places have different versions of Spanish. All right, they speak it a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, they can still all basically understand each other for the most part. All right. But that goes back to Romans, all right, that Latin dialect, okay? So the Iberian Peninsula, going back, Roman influence, that's where it first started with, was the Romans. And then the Visigothic kingdom, all right, which was a Germanic tribe, all right, following the collapse of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century, the Visigoths, a Germanic tribe, all right, again, Edomites, Germans, all right, established a kingdom in the Iberian Peninsula. This period saw the gradual Christianization of the region. All right, and when you see Christianization, that does not mean that they're going around and preaching the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. No, instead, that was when they were dealing with all that stuff going back to history, man. What's the name? Hell, it's the thing that looked. Was it Sol Invicta? Sol Invicta was part of it. Sol Invictus was a sun god of Roman, all right, the official sun god of late Roman Empire, all right, and a later version of this of the god Sol, all right, and you see it here, and you see it with the Rome. Does that look familiar? It looks like the Statue of Liberty, even down to the Roman garb. If you look up the Statue of Liberty, to prove that these Romans are still who they are, you have things like the Statue of Liberty. Okay, you can see this is a Roman attire, all right, that this statue is dressed in, all right, with, of course, the crown similar to the Sol Invicta, all right, or Sol Invictus, all right, the invincible sun or unconquered sun, all right, it's a sun god. All right, the Roman Empire, all right, a later version of Sol, all right, personification of the sun and a god in ancient Roman religion. As you can see, look at the garb. All right, look at the garb. Is there any other depictions? Let's see, what else do we got? And that toga too. All right, that toga. All right, it's the toga, a distinctive garment of ancient Rome. Okay, it's a distinctive garment of ancient Rome. Okay, and you can see here, she's wearing a toga, and she's got that crown like Sol Invictus. All right, look, right here, boom. Look at that, even the hair to go with it. The Roman nose, everything. All right, everything is Roman. Okay, now you say, oh, well, it's not that Roman. All right, well, look at the cultures. Look at the customs about slavery. If you go and look up a quarter, all right, if you go and look up a quarter, what do you see here? And then if you go and look up a Roman dinar, all right, look here, man. Look, they're the same thing. All right, we're in Rome again. Okay, and these people are the same people that they've always been. Okay, these people are the same people that they've always been. Okay, but they don't want you knowing that. All right, they don't want you knowing that. And these Spanish people go back to these people, these Romans. All right, the Visigoths. Now, who exactly were the Visigoths? All right, the Visigoths. All right, I looked it up earlier. The Visigoths, you can see right here, it says the Visigoths, all right, or Visigothi, all right, Vessi, Wessi, and Wessi, were a Germanic people. All right, so again, Edomites, from what was it? Is it Gog? I get confused with what nation German is. I'm not the best with all history. And I don't want to say anything that's wrong. So it could have been Gomer. I'm not sure. Correct me. You can feel free to put it down below if you feel so inclined. It says, we're a Germanic people united under the rule of a king living within the Roman Empire. All right, so the Germanic people living in the Roman Empire. Bam. Okay, Gothic paganism was their primary religion. All right, Roman paganism, of course, and early Christianity. We kind of lost the track on what we were talking about, but it was the original, original false Christ. Let's see if we can find it. There was a list. There's this false Christ, and it had to deal with it was start with a P. It dealt with, well, if we look up Ptolemy, Ptolemy Soter, he had something to do with the religion. Serapis. Aha, Serapis. There we go. So Serapis was that OG, and you can see here, very, very similar. Serapis is a, I don't even remember where we got onto this about it, but to finish up, we were talking about Serapis. All right, Serapis, dealing, is that original, we were talking about the original Christianization, all right, because it talks about here, the period saw the gradual Christianization of the region. Again, they weren't going around teaching you the gospel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They're teaching you the gospel of Serapis. All right, and so what was exactly Serapis? Who was Serapis? All right, let's give us some information here. It says that, we'll just read a little bit. It says that Serapis is a Greco-Egyptian god, a syncretic deity derived from the worship of Egyptian Osiris and Apis. Okay, look at that. That's one of those horned gods, all right? A bull statue, a sacred bull, right? There you go, an Osiris, right? God of fertility, okay? It says Serapis was extensively popularized in the 3rd century BC on the orders of Greek pharaoh Ptolemy the First Soter as a means to unify the Greek and Egyptian subjects of the Ptolemaic kingdom. All right, and a lot of this came from, let's see. It says the statue suitably depicted a figure resembling Hades or Pluto, both kings of the Greek underworld. It was showed enthroned with Ammonius, yada yada yada. And you can go and look into this, but there's this is like the OG Christianity. This is what they promoted as Christianity. All right. If we look up Christianity, origin of Serapis has been a source of speculation by both Jewish and Christian philosophers in ancient times. But that was like the OG, the OG, all right, false, the false Christ, all right, that's, pretty much where the idea of, the depiction, really comes from, all right, if you see it. So, you see it. So, but that's the, going back, we don't want to go stray too far. But you got to prove all things. Let's grab a scripture. Prove all things. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Let me get it in somewhere better over here. It says, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. There you go. So you got to prove all things. All right. So, and then it goes on to Muslim conquest, Reconquista. All right, a process which Christian kingdoms in northern part of the peninsula gradually reconquered territory. The unification of the Spanish kingdoms, all right, with powerful Christian kingdoms on the peninsula. Their marriage, along with the conquest of Granada in 1492, marked the effective unification of what would become Spain, and then the Spanish Empire. Okay, you can see it. So it says, this is a very condensed version of Spain's complex history, but it highlights the major events and processes that contributed to the establishment of the country as we know it today. So original inhabitants, it was Roman influence, all right? So these people are Roman, and they speak Spanish, which is a Latin language, a Latin dialect, and the Romans spoke what? Latin, all right? I'm sure some of them spoke Greek as well, because, that Romeo-Greco period, they were close-knit, right? But they were Romans, all right? The Spaniards were Edomites. Now, if you look up Spaniards, okay, we can close that out to ChatGPT because we're going on to the Wikipedia for Spaniards here. The Spaniards, aka the people that live in Spanish. If you are from America, you are American. If you're from Spain, you are a Spaniard. It says historical origins and genetics. All right, it says Spanish people, like most Europeans, that's where it is. Spain is over in Europe because they're European. It says largely descend from three distinct lineage: Mesolithic hunter-gatherers. All right, descended from populations associated with Paleolithic, Epigravidian. All right, culture. All right, it says Neolithic early European farmers who migrated to Anatolia during the Neolithic Revolution 9,000 years ago, and Yamnaya steppe herders who expanded into Europe from the Pontic Caspian steppe of Ukraine and southern Russia in the context of Indo-European migrations. Over in there in that area in Russia, if you look up the Caucasus Mountains, where is that at? The Caucasus Mountains are where? It says the Black Sea. It's right here. They range at the intersection of Asia and Europe. All right. On map. All right. Can we get it? On map. All right. So you're gonna see Turkey, Iran, and all these other areas, but right here by Russia. Boom. Right there, dealing with the Russians. All right, Ukraine and southern Russia. All right, and if you go up, southern Russia, where is southern Russia? Southern Russia is right here. This is, look at the line of Russia. It's right here, South Russia. From South Russia to Georgia to Azerbaijan. All right, and basically is where it is, offside of the Caspian Sea and the Black Sea. You can see it's a mountainous region. All right, and the Caucasus Mountains is where they were dwelling in caves. The Edomites, all right, the Edomites at the time that were known as Edomites, dwelling in caves. They dwelled in cage too, but that was the dark ages. All right, where Israel is still in rule. But that's how they got the name Caucasian. Where does the name Caucasian come from? Well, that's where it came from. They'll probably give you some bullshit term. Where does the word Caucasian come from? It says the word Caucasian, a rather obsolete and outdated term now, actually comes from the region of the Caucasus. All right. So after a visit to the Caucasus Mountains, a German anthropologist first used the term Caucasian for a derogatory system of racial classification dating from the 18th century. Now, they don't like that word now. We don't like that word Caucasian. They don't like that word Caucasian anymore because it's been compromised. Because Caucasian, people traced it back to Caucasus, and people of the Caucasus Mountain region traced it back to the Edomites. All right, now Edomites dwelling in Caucasus Mountains. Okay, so it says, all right. What evidence suggests Caucasians are not the Edomites? We need evidence. Please give me evidence. I'm in an argument I can't beat. Sure. Mount Seir. All right. Mount Seir was where it said a biblical name. Where would Mount Seir today? Let's see. Mount Seir today. Okay. Let's see. Mount Seir is over here. Of course, that's one of the many places. They didn't just dwell in Mount Seir. You can see what type of architecture they built over here. Yeah, the Mount Seir. All right, if you look at Mount Seir, boom, 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 boom. All right, you can look up and see pictures of it. Looks like this. All right, thou that dwells in the clefts of the rock, right? As they were doing. But going back, Mount Seir. It says a region stretching before the Dead Sea and the Gulf of Aqaba. All right, so that's the Dead Sea and Gulf of Aqaba, northern region of Edom. So yeah, that's something completely different. Slovakia. I was gonna see if that's over there, but no, they dwelled many places. They had a movement. I don't want to say exodus where they moved, but they eventually, settled in the Caucasus Mountains. All right, that's something that you're gonna need to. The Caucasian 12. We can go look this up. It says the caveman and the children of Edom, Neanderthal man, Caucasus Mountain dweller is a product of incest. Okay, let's see here. Job 30 and 5 through 8. Let's go and get it. Job 30 and 5 through 8. Says, let's go and get from... that's great because we weren't even we read this earlier, which is great. I could have read it then. Job, again, we'll just start from 1. Job 30 and 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former time desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. All right, that's why Edomites really love that juniper stuff. All right, juniper in medieval times, you can look that up. If you look up juniper in medieval times, the berries were also used in Scotland and flavor whiskey. All right, they used to make juniper berry whiskey. You know, in Skyrim, a video game actually, if in the opening they talk about making juniper mead. It's a very popular thing. All right, so they, you know, of course, Skyrim's based on that European-esque, you know, medieval period. Okay, so Job 30 and 4. A matter of fact, it's you know, the Nords, you know, they're Nordic. All right, Scandinavia and all those other places, which originally was Jake, but you know, got replaced by Europeans. Once again, replacement. But Job 30 and 4 says, who cut up the mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They're mostly, you know, living off of, you know, mallow and, you know, things like mallow. What is mallow? You look that up. Mallow, things like mallow, which is a plant, and juniper berries. They were just eating, or juniper roots. They were just eating, you know, they're scavengers, all right? It says, they were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys and caves of the earth and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Boom, boom, boom. Fireworks. Fatality. You're done, Esau. You're done. Okay? But this is a picture. I don't know who this originally comes from. I don't know who this comes from originally. Some HHVP video collection, which I've seen the Apostles videos actually pop up in that collection. I don't know who exactly it is that that did this, but you can see it. I'm actually gonna save this picture. I don't know who made this, but it's actually a good it's actually a good picture. I'll go to... I'll just put it in other. And the Caucasian cave dweller. That's, we don't want a long ass title. All right, so I'll save that. There you go. You can have it. That's free, right? You know, and I'll, you know, you do you. So, you can see it, but you know, that's, you know, it's, people are gonna deny it, but that's where you know, dealing with those Romans and Russians that came from that other area with the Caucasus Mountain. That's who they are today. Now that's where it says the Spanish people's genetic pool largely derives from the pre-Roman inhabitants of the Iberian Peninsula, pre-Indo-European, pre-Celtic, yada yada yada, and Celts. All right, and not the original Celts dealing with, you know, Israel, but you had you know, some, you know, because you had the Celts, you know, later established as the Irish. They were some, all right, not all, but a good chunk of the real Irish, the good chunk of Ireland, all right, a lot of the Irish people are actually Israelites. Okay, just like a lot of the Sicilians, original Sicilians, all right, or so-called dark-skinned, you know, as what they would be called today, black people. Okay, but they don't want you to know any of their history. You don't like, that's why they hide all this stuff. They hide it, and you can't, you know, fact checking's bullshit. All right, 99% of the time, you know, you need to go and do the fact research yourself. If I go and look up about Edomites, I'm gonna say false, If I gotta look this about Spain, it's gonna say false. You're gonna look up, does the juicy juice make you jump and twitch on the floor? It's gonna say false. All right, it's gonna say all these different things. You gotta go and do your own research because they are actively trying to hide history and destroy history. That's part of the cultures of this devil of these European, Proto-European, Roman, Russian Edomites. All right, the Hebrew Edomites, that's who they are. All right, that's who they really are. Esau, Edom, have been, their whole goal is to try to cover it up and cover it up and cover it up like a cat covers up its shit. All right, why? Because they don't want to be found out. That's why. But these Spanish people go back to Edomites. Most of them are Edomites. Now, is every Spanish person an Edomite? No. Is every Chinese person let me start over. So is every Spanish person an Edomite? No. Is every Chinese person a Moabite? No. Is every Japanese person an Ammonite? No. Is every so-called black person a Judite? No. No, there's some people that look, walk, talk just like Travail and not Travail, but it sounds Travail is a like a woman with Travail, but it sounds like a black name. Travail, my name's Travail. All right, or Joe Quail or Jaquan, all right, or Janice or Janessa, LaQuisha, Latoya, are all those? Not all those people. All right, not every Juan. All right, or Maria, or Jose, and not all of them are going to be, Judites or Issacharites. All right, just because they look, his name's Juan, man, he's from Tijuana, he's gotta be. No, he's not, because his dad's dad was an Edomite that was dwelling in those Caucasus Mountains, so he couldn't be. Now, how do you know? Because sometimes you can't trace history back that far. And if you do, a lot of time, and that whole, don't ever send your fucking spit off in a tube to get it tested, because that's just a fucking scam, man. It's just a scam. All right, and you don't know what they're doing with that shit. All sorts of stuff. Now, I was talking to a guy at my work. He's into conspiracy theories, and he's bugged the fuck out. I believe he's an Edomite. He'd be a so-called Korean, but I believe he's a Korean and French. But his dad's French, which would make him an Edomite. And I believe there was a time I'm like, he's coolish, kind of. Could he be a jig? Maybe, I don't know. But some of the things he has a problem with. He has a problem with anybody who's dark skinned. Now he'll try to make it seem like he doesn't, but he does. All right. But his whole thing was talking about, when you send off that, they can basically make targeted agents of. He's like, think about it when you're on a plane. They can use that. He described it better than me. I didn't really look into it, but they can take that. They can take that your DNA, and it has all of your DNA. Certain things it's only you. They have your genetic makeup, and they can take that and they can make a poison or a nerve gas or a toxin or a chemical that only affects you, and they can release it into a plane through the AC or whatever, and you could be taken out, and they wouldn't know what it is because it's only for you, and it wouldn't affect anybody else. Think about that. That's why you don't send your shit off. You don't never trust thine enemy. All right, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Okay, that's why you never do that. They're not gonna, look, I found out I'm this and that. If I sent off my DNA, you think they're gonna tell me that I'm an Israelite? Hell no, And I've heard that's actually illegal over in Israel to get a DNA test. All right, I've heard that it's illegal. Okay, and I don't know how true that is. Is it illegal in Israel to do a DNA test? Yeah. Oh wait, no, it says DNA testing is not banned in Israel. It says it says, let's go ahead and read it. It said, okay, you need a court order to have your DNA test in Israel. So you can't just go and do it. You have to have a court order and a specific reason why. Okay? There you go. I did the test in Europe. I got 80% Ashkenaz and 20% Slavic. Ashkenaz is what? All right. What is Ashkenazi? All right. Ashkenazi Jews are where? From where? France, Western Europe, Germany, right? So that's Ashkenazi, all right? And then the Ashkenazi Jews, they're just European. They just call them Jews, all right? They're just Europeans. That's all they are. Let's get back on track here, though. We got more scriptures to get. So we proved basically that these people go back to Esau, Edom. They're Edomites, all right? They are Edomites, regardless if they speak in a funny different language. I speak Spanish. Okay, cool. Don't matter what you speak. You're still an Edomite. You could speak fucking Zulu for all I give a shit. All right, still an Edomite. All right, but it's not always about how you look. All right, because you'd see those people if you go look at Spanish people. I mean, for the most part, they look like Edomites. All right, Spanish people. Okay, Spaniards. All right. All right, we'll go to images. All right, and you can see it. They don't necessarily look just like Edomites. You know, some of them do. Some of them do. Some of them don't. Some of them do. Some of them do. Some of them don't. Some of them don't. Some of them do. All right, you see it. Some of them just look just like this, which they look like Edomites. Okay, and then some of them look like come on, man. Some of them look like this. Okay, but it's not about look. All right, it's not about look. Okay. This person said on Quora, are Spaniards from Spain white? I was in Spain last week and the people there looked white to me. But they're supposed to be Latino Hispanic, right? They are Hispanic. From Hispaniola. All right, that's why if you're Mexican, you shouldn't even be calling yourself Mexican. All right, but you shouldn't be calling yourself I'm Hispanic. You're not from Hispaniola. You're not from fucking Spain. You're not Spanish. I'm from Mexico. You tell the wrong Mexican person that they're, because, Jake is simplicity. They go by black. They go by Mexican. That's the names that they put on us. You call a Mexican a Spaniard, you're going to have a problem. And even more so, you call a Spaniard a Mexican, you're going to have a problem, man. I'm not a fucking Mexican, man. That's more Cuban, but, Cubans don't like being called Mexican either, though. All right? So, again, Northern Kingdom got beef with Northern Kingdom. Southern Kingdom got beef with Southern Kingdom. Northern and Southern Kingdom got beef with each other, right? It's just, but that's all going to be fixed in the kingdom. All right, we're all family. We're all brothers and sisters. All right, all, Southern and Northern Kingdom. All right? So, but continuing on, grabbing some scriptures. Psalms 52:7 reads, Lo, this is the man that made not Yahweh his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in his wickedness. He doesn't trust in the Lord, and he's not going to listen to what the Lord says. He doesn't care if the Lord thinks this is disgusting. He's going to do it regardless. All right, him being this man, Esau, Edom, all right, and his descendants down to that line of Cain. Okay, that's why you see these Edomites. They're the ones that are, getting flippy floppy with their golden retrievers. All right, they're the ones that are, doing all that. All right, they're the ones that are laying with wild beasts. They're the ones that are laying men with men. They're the ones that are laying women with women. All right, and adults with children. They're the ones that are doing it. Look into the statistics. Look into the news. Who's the one who's doing it? It's not Jake. Are there occurrences where Jake does it? Of course, they're around Edomites, so they do shit like that, right? Because they're around the white man's influence. But that is a white man concept. That's a white man's thing to do. All right, look back into slavery. Look into the book, The Delectable Negro. All right, that book was actually written by, I believe it was written by a homosexual, a black man. So I don't think he'd have anything to, I don't think he'd have any reason to try to out homosexuals for some type of behavior. He's specifically saying that the white man had homosexual relationships with their slaves, okay? And regardless of if the slave wanted that relationship or not, they would buck break. They would do things like that. Again, that book was written. If you look up that book, The Delectable Negro, it's a book. You can go and read it. You can see it right here. Now, it was written by who? Vincent Woodward. Now, who was Vincent Woodward? All right, you can go ahead and read it. Vincent Woodward was what? A assistant professor of English at the University of Colorado Boulder. Now, if you read the intro of that book, now I haven't read it in its entirety, but if you read the intro to that book, it talks about a lot of the stuff it was basically, this guy ended up passing away. He died. All right, and he died. Here it is. You see, he died at 37 years old in 2008. All right, and restart the music here. I'm gonna go get something else. Let's get no, I don't want that either. Let's get this. I can jam with that. All right, so you can see he died in 2008, the age of 37 years old. And see, this is what we said. It's going to be a shorter lesson. It's about an hour now. All right. But you can see, I want to find more information about him. Vincent Woodward is an author. All right, you can see pictures of him. All right. And you can see, if you can't tell he's a Mo, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay. And you could see, They hide this guy's book. But anyway, what I meant to say was it was taken over. He died, and it was taken over by an apprentice, I guess, of his. All right, and he said a lot of the stuff was just like not true. It was conspiracy theories or not being. It failed the fact check, so he just threw it out. And that really sucks because I really wonder what he threw out. I wonder what all that information that was true, because they say, oh, again, I told you fact checking's bullshit. I wonder all that information. You can go and read it. It's a book. All right, it's in the Occam Drive. But you can see this was a picture of, it seems to be, I guess this would be Vincent Woodard's. All right, Vincent Woodward, or Woodard. All right. Now, I wish I could find more information about him. I wish I could find more information about him, but it looks like, what is buck breaking? Alleged act of publicly punishing a male slave, typically by first flogging him, then subsequently sexually assaulting or raping him in front of other slaves in order to humiliate him. That's what they used to do. I don't have to prove anymore. There you go. Shows you that that's what Esau does, man. Strengthen themselves in their wickedness. They don't do anything, they don't care about what the Lord thinks good. All right, and they don't pray to the Lord. All right, if they ever pray to the Lord, they're not doing it in the name of Yahweh Bash Meow Shai, the true names. They're doing it in the name of Jesus Christ or God. All right, and Jesus is a Greek name. All right, if you look up Jesus, who are you going to get? If you look up Yahweh Shai, let's look up Yahweh Shai. All right, I spelled it wrong. Let me spell it right. Yahweh Shai. All right, so Yahweh Shai. Look at the images. Look at the pictures, man. You see? See the pictures? All right. Now let's look up Jesus. Let's see the difference. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Now, as of lately, they've been doing him as more of a Muslim-looking man. All right, which he was not. All right, or they're trying to make him look, how these not small hats, how these sand people. All right, we're talking about Star Wars. Everybody ready? We're not, but we could say that we are. The sand people. You know who we mean. All right, those sand dwellers. All right, But if you look at Yahweh Shai, so-called black man, and we don't have the time to do it today, but we've done it time and time again, all throughout the Bible. All right, it talks about the looks. Several occasions it talks about the looks of the father and the son. All right, and they're not white. All right, it talks about them having hairs white like wool. All right, it talks about having skin that was likened to fine brass or bronze. Was it brass? Fine brass. We'll go and get it. We have time. We ain't doing nothing. All right. Here's Revelation 1 and 13. 12. So Revelation 1 and 12. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girded about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool. Jesus doesn't look like that. It says, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Jesus has blue eyes. It says, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. And his sound as the sound of and his voice as the sound of many waters. And Christians come and say, it says, see you burn in a furnace. When you burn something in a furnace, it's very, very, it's very, very, very white, bright white. Yeah, it doesn't say as if burning in the furnace. It says as if they burned. Burnt is a past term. All right, past tense. They're not burning currently, as if they burned. All right, when things burn, they do what? They get soot on them. And soot is what color? Very dark. And brass is already pretty brown. So now it's even darker. So nice try. So this doesn't add up to what you say who Jesus is, but this is talking about the Son of the Most High. So who are you worshiping then? Because it's not the Son. It's not the Son. All right? It's not. Because this is the Son. This is what the Son looks like. Okay? A so-called black man, dark-skinned man with red eyes and white woolly hair. You don't even have white woolly hair. Your hair isn't woolly. You don't have a woolly hair. You have straight, greasy, dog-like hair. All right, and I say that dissing myself because I happen to have that same type of hair as well. But it does. It gets fucking greasy as shit, man. You know what? You know how much I'd have to wash my hair, man? I'd have to wash it like it's fucking every single day for it to not get greasy, and it'd probably still get greasy. All right. Now I'm also, you know, Mexican, so-called Mexican. Like I said, I believe I go back to the seed line of Judah. But having that Mexican heritage, man, our hair gets super fucking greasy. But it's hair like white people. It's just like white people, but it gets a little bit greasy. It gets a little bit greasier, and it's not quite as brittle and breaking off like white people hair does. All right, so there you go. And also for the other thing is I haven't noticed that Mexicans really smell weird when they get wet. All right, like how like white people smell like quarters, all right, or copper when they get wet. I haven't really noticed that with Mexican people. I don't know. I haven't been told I smell like copper, so who knows? I haven't noticed that with Mexicans, but white people tend sometimes to smell weird when they get wet. So, but I haven't noticed that with, you know, Iskar, all right? So, continue, or Gad for that matter. So that's kind of like a specific, they say it smells like wet dog, and they actually did a study and they found out that that scent that white people's hair emits is actually the same chemical that wet dog is emitting. So it's the fucking same thing. So you can't get mad at it. So going back, we're gonna read Psalms 64 and 8. We're just rambling a lot, but you know, so you can't say that they're completely different people. All right, we're worshiping Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We don't worship no God in Jesus Christ over here, man. You know, fuck that God and Jesus Christ bullshit. I don't know who the fuck God is, and I don't know who the fuck Jesus is. I've never heard of them. Who the fuck are they? I worship Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, not no God. God could refer to who? God what? Buddha is considered a God. All right, Allah is considered a God. All right, who else? All these other false gods are considered gods. All right, and that's God is a title. It's not a name. All right, God is a title. That's like if I said, if I was calling someone down the street, hey you, hey you. Hey, you! That's disrespectful as shit, man. Hey, you over there. Hey, you! You're just trying to get someone. You. Yes, Yahweh is a God. He is the God. All right, the real one. But we don't know no God in Jesus Christ. All right, we know of them, but we don't know them and we're not with them. All right, and they're not with us. All right, we're with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and we're hoping that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is with us. All right, but we're not with no God in Jesus Christ, man. You know, you see a picture of Jesus Christ, you might as well just go ahead and fucking spit on it. All right, we ain't with it. We ain't with it. And I'm not telling you to go and spit on a picture out in front of a church or anything, but it's as good as shit. You might as well wipe your ass with that photo. All right, because all that's a picture is of a fucking Roman ass, fucking bitch ass Edomite. All right, that his father was a pope. All right, or whoever the fuck. Let me see. His father was a pope, right? Was a pope. His father, he was an illegitimate son or a bastard, right? He was a bastard son of Pope Alexander, all right? What is that, the 5th? I fucking suck with Roman numerals. That's what, 6? What is that? Yeah, 6. I said 5. All right, that's not what I meant. So, and I don't know if I said it 3 times. Here, 6, 6, 6, 6. All right, there. I said it 4 times. So now you can't say I said it 3 times. Ha ha ha. You know, before some bug out pops up. He said it 3 times. Didn't mean to do it. All right, was just giving an example. But that was his dad. All right, you see it. All right, here, 7777, as I've seen a street teacher do, right? So, he was a bastard son of the 6th Pope. All right, Pope Alexander. All right, or not the 6th Pope, but you know the Alexander lineage, right? So, and because of that, it was his son, and doesn't this look like Jesus Christ? Look, doesn't it look just like him? It does look like him. Why does it look just like him? Because it is him. You're worshiping a white man. All right, if you put the picture of Caesar Borgia on toilet paper, I'd have no problem wiping my ass with it. All right, or a picture of Jesus Christ for that matter. All right, because it's not. Well, you shouldn't say that about Jesus. Fuck Jesus. All right, we're not dealing with Jesus. If you can't say fuck Jesus, all right, and that Jesus Christ is a bitch, if you can't say that, then you're still holding on to that term Jesus, man. You're still holding on to that. Oh, Jesus, he might do something. He might not do shit because he don't exist. He don't exist. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai exists, and you never want to say those type of things about that name because you'll get deaded like that. Bam. Right? Because he actually exists. Right? Him and his father exist. All right, but not no Jesus Christ. That's some fake made up bullshit by Esau. All right, to have you worshiping some bitch ass, effeminate looking ass man I'm surprised, I'm really surprised they even gave him a beard. That's my thing. I'm surprised they gave him a beard, because they don't wear beards. They don't do that, but they gave him long hair, even though the Lord condemned wearing long hair. All right, they gave him long hair. Why would he do something that was against his father's wishes? Why would it be say it's a shame for a man to have long hair and then he himself have long hair? That does not make any fucking sense, man. And it just shows you these Christians, they don't understand. They don't understand their history. They don't understand words. They don't get it. Okay? So why would you listen to these people? But again, going back to what I was saying, if you can't say, all sorts of shit about the name Jesus Christ, that means you're holding on to it. Oh, I don't want to say F Jesus because, what if it's not Yahushua and it is Jesus? Fuck you, man. Fuck you and your bitch ass Jesus. Get the fuck out of here. Just get away from us at that point, man. Because that's a doubt. You can just leave at that point, man. If you can't say fuck Jesus and Jesus is a bitch, listen to what the apostles say. Man, fuck that bitch ass Jesus. Listen to what they say, man. If you can't deny and denounce that name, all right, we're dealing with Yahweh Shem Yahushai over here. If you're still having any doubts about that name, fuck off, man. Leave. We don't need you around. All right, and us meaning, the brothers and sisters that are in this truth, all right, and notably following after Great Millstone, okay, which in turn we're following after Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because GMS is teaching the unadulterated truth. Not messed with, not tampered with, not adding shit in. All right? Like these other camps do, adding a bunch of fucking bullshit, disgraceful bullshit in. All right? Saying you can do whatever you want. We're not with it, man. You teach the Bible how the Bible's written. All right? You don't add shit in. You don't take things out. All right? That's how it goes. Okay? So Psalm 64 and 8, getting back on top for the lesson. Had to have my rant, my mini rant. Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Who? The Edomites. All that see them shall flee away. All right, we can actually read up. All right, because this is talking about that secret council. Now, at the end of the day, these Edomites are going to make their fucking tongues fall upon themselves, and it's not really them making themselves do it. It's because Yahweh Shem Yahushai put a stumbling block on them to fuck up. And say something like Bill Gates, the population's out of control now. If we do a real good job on, healthcare and vaccines, we can get that number down. We can get that number down? How? How are you going to get by house care and all these other things? And I'm not saying anything wrong. I will go and play the video, all right? Because they'll try to take it down. All right, let's see. Let's see,
This equation has four factors.
Go ahead and listen to this, all right? Because you can't say that I'm lying, okay? Because this is a real video. Here you go.
A little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to 0. And that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to 0. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to 0. That's back from high school algebra. But let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people.
Listen closely.
That's headed up billion people.
Wait.
Look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, health care, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
You can lower it? You can lower the population by doing those things? Wow, he said it right there. Everybody heard it, right out in front of an audience. You can see it. There you go. This guy says, or Roxanne says, it's the fact that we can all hear what he said in plain English, and everyone denies that he said this. People are so incredibly stupid. Okay? It says the video speaks for itself and there's no possibility of misinterpreting what he's suggesting or proposing. In fact, he's projecting exactly what they're planning to do. It says it's bone-chilling how he's casually talking about murdering over 1 billion human beings. It says it right here. It's plain. You can't say that I misquoted him. It's right there. So if you try to strike the video or take it down, go and rewatch it. Hello, person who's rewatching this because it possibly got striked. Did you hear what he said? Thought so. I understand you're just doing your job. Politely, please go and reinstate my video. Thank you very well. Thank you very much. And hey, that's what YouTube does. All right, that's what YouTube does. So, you know, but that's the thing. They no, you said that. They said that. No, you're that's conspiracy theory. He said it right there. All right. So that's and that's, you know, he's part of that secret council. He's part of that. He's more than likely a Rothschild, or he goes back to one of those people, Vanderbilts or something, right? I believe he goes back to a Rothschild. I can't remember. It's been speculated. So, but going in, that's that secret council, is those elites, those global elites that make choices and ideas and have councils and talk about things like that. Psalm 64:1, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Those people we were just talking about, those Vanderbilts, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, right? So on and so forth. The global, those global elite, right? Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Now, the wicked are Esau, Edom, all right? The border of wickedness, as they were once called, right? In the Bible. You can look that up. So he's asking to be hid from those things, right? You're asking to be hid from those things. Now, workers of iniquity, all right? Iniquity is wickedness, sin stacked on sin. Psalm 64:3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. So they take they have these arrows, right? These arrows are stumbling blocks and you know, things like making people hate the black community, so-called black community, things that would make them not like the Hebrew Israelites, things that would make people demonize the people that are saying the right thing. All right, people are coming out against Capri Sun, all right, and demonize them, make them look bad. That's those arrows, man. They're bending those arrows. Oh, we're gonna make the Hebrew Israelites bad. They're bending the arrow back. Oh, these people are saying something about the Capri Sun. They're finding out about the truth. Bend these arrows back and shoot them. Shoot them. All right, so they're bending those arrows back. They're bending their bows to shoot those arrows, even bitter words. In verse 4, it says that they may shoot in secret. Nobody sees them shooting those bows. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They don't have any fear because they think they're, you know, unstoppable, right? It says, as another roughly paraphrasing from another part of the Bible, it says, we shall never be in. I'm gonna have to go get it. We shall never be in. We shall never be in. What was it? I shall never be in adversity. That's what it is. I saw it. This is Psalms 10:6. It says, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. All right, Psalms 10:6. And you can see up in verse 3, it's talking about the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. Again, the wicked being Esau, Edom. So, of course, back in verse 5, Psalm 64:5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. For example, like we just saw with Kill Gates. All right. So you just saw it with him. Okay. That is an example of him making his own tongue fall upon himself. Now you have a part of people that have said, oh, fuck, look at this. Holy shit. Wow. He really said that. And then you have the group of other people that are saying, oh, well, no, he didn't say anything bad. He didn't say anything bad. you know? And then you have this other people saying, what the fuck? Did you not just fucking hear him? Look what he said. No, they didn't say anything wrong. You're misinterpreting what he said. But that's the people. Some people are so asleep that they're done, man. They don't even wake from their nap for a split second. They're so asleep. They're so down with that draconian law system. They're so down on riding Esau's, you know what? It's still on the Sabbath, so I'm not gonna say it. That they don't possibly believe that Esau or any of these corporate overlords or Esau or the rulers of this world could ever possibly want to do them any harm. They're here to help us. They're here to help us prosper. Why would they ever put us down? What would they ever get out of it? They'd get a lot out of it. Money, and they just like to kill. All right, they're beasts after all. We like to kill. Ha ha ha. You know, that's just them. All right, that's how they act. You know, me make blood come from man. Ha ha. And they hit him over the head with a rock. Bap. All right, they just like it. All right, they love blood. That's their favorite thing. All right. You know, hell, one of Esau's favorite sport is blood sport. What is blood sport? Look it up. We've looked it up before. What is blood sport? All right. Blood sport is what? A sport involving the shedding of blood, especially the hunting or killing of animals. It's not always animals. You know, it's blood sport. You know, certain cockfighting, dog fighting, hunting, fishing. All right, two men on stage beating the shit out of each other, which probably just comes from Mandingo fighting. All right. So you see what Esau, that movie, Django Unchained, one of my favorite movies of all time. They had a Mandingo fight in that. You know, they're pitting two Jakes against each other, fight to the death. Okay. Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. There you go. We got to get verse 9 and then we'll move on. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. We're actually going to get all the way to verse 9 or 10. It says, the righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. And call all Yahweh Shemiah Shai for putting the Spirit on me, you know, for this long and help me guide me through these scriptures, because there's certain things in here that I was even surprised that I was able to get, and I'm not surprised in myself. All right, don't want to seem proud, you know. Got to give all credit where credit's due to Yahweh Shemiah Shai, because I didn't see this lesson going this long or having, you know, the Spirit flowing like this. So call all Yahweh Shemiah Shai, Barak the Yahweh Shemiah Shai B'Shem HaKakwadash, right? So Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. And they're also going to try to do this with, you know, when they're going to try to hide in the rocks again. Well, let's go back to the rocks. All right, because they're going to try to hide from the Lord when he comes back. And it's not going to work. All right, it might work for some of the high up elite, all right, because they're going to basically survive through that. But they're going to be bearing bodies, and they're going to be the first into captivity. All right. And one of my things is I wonder who Yahweh Shai is going to choose, because you got to realize he is he's the firstborn, right? So he gets that birthright, and he is so grateful and so merciful and so blessed, all right, that he's going to share that blessing with us. You know how good of a person you have to be to do that? You know, if you gave something like that to Jake, to a regular Jake, they would covet it and they would never share it. They wouldn't care about the rest of their family. All right, that's how, you know, blessed and kind and loving that Yahweh Shai is. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, Yahweh as well, all right. But that's how blessed, you know, and you know, merciful and kind, all right, Yahweh Shai is to those that he loves. That he's gonna split that blessing with us, all right, because we're his brethren, all right, his brethren, his sisters, right? That's who we are, okay, and that's a beautiful thing. I always wonder, if we're going to be entitled to having servants, so is Yahweh Shai. He's going to have servants. I wonder who Yahweh Shai is going to pick, you know, because you're going to have to, you get your pick of what slaves you want, right? And some of those slaves are going to be people that did us wrong in those days. All right, or in our lives, and perhaps even our past lives. All right, we don't remember them now, but we might know, hey, this person, you know, the Lord might reveal those things to us and say, hey, this person did some terrible things to you, you know, and they did this and that, right? Now, I imagine Yahweh Shai is going to want those people that crucified him, that put him up there, you know. But I wonder who he's going to pick. I wonder if it's going to be like one of the high up, like one of the Rockefellers. Or I wonder. That's not for me to know. But I'm always just curious because, man, ooh, you know that's going to be bad. You know that's going to be bad. You be Yahweh Shai's slave. That's gonna be bad, man. Wouldn't want to be you. You know, thankfully I'm an Israelite. All right. Hopefully, Lord willing, I'm part of the elect as well as you brothers and sisters, right? That's what we're hoping for, right? We want to be friends of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, not enemies. Okay. But these people in the end days, man, they're gonna try to hide from him, you know, because he's coming back in chariots with you know, to render his fury with anger. All right, and hey, man, they're gonna put this rock on me, fall on me, hide me from him, please. And this comes from a scripture, you know, hide us, or they're gonna tell the rocks to fall on them, hide them from the wrath of the Lamb. I believe, roughly paraphrasing. You know, we'll save that for another day. You know, dealing with the chariots or doomsday or one of these things. Lots of different topics. All right. But yeah, man. So these you know, these Edomites are being revealed, and they're being revealed, and they're gonna continue to be revealed, man. It's just, look, they've been, these people's, all their dirty laundry is hanging out in the air, man. They got, you know, period blood stains in it, and shit stains, and, you know, big old holes in their drawers from where the farts ripped through. You know, I'm being funny and humorous with it, but you know, that's equivalent to, you know, what it is. It's like their dirty laundry. It's like their laundry with shit stains in them that are all been blown out through the city, and people are like, "Ugh, what the fuck is this? Ugh, I didn't know he was this fucking nasty. Ugh, gross. I know it's him because look, it says Esau on it. Ugh, nasty, gross." And that's what's happening with these people spiritually, in a spiritual way. Yahweh Shai is revealing those people through their actions, through their tongue falling on them, you know, slipping up, saying the wrong things at the wrong time, which is really saying the right thing at the right time. All right, for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but for them, they're like, "Oh fuck, I didn't mean to say that. Shit, god damn it. Oh fuck." They're like, "Oh well, we're gonna, you know, they have their PR team. Oh, we're gonna try to cover this up. Delete all those videos. Well, guess what? You fucked up, man. Because guess what? Now all you have to do is do this. You see a video. Oh shit, that might get deleted. Oh, that might get deleted. Oh, boom. Better open this up and look. Now you can take a video or you can take a picture. All right, everybody can do it. You can go to a page. All right, go and find out what you want. You hit new, bam. All right, just like that. It'll you know, it'll come up and you can take a screenshot. All right, and it's called the snipping tool. You can look up clip or snip. I have it pinned, so you can look up snip or snipping tool or clipping tool, and it should come right up, you know, and you can pin it wherever. All right, you can pin it wherever you need it to be. All right, I like to pin it so you can get it right here, and you just boom right there, so you got it. So hey, man, you know, and that's the thing. There's certain things that they've tried to delete. Like for example, I'll show you pictures that they, you know, I'm not gonna do that. I won't show you that. It's dealing with the juicy juice, so I don't want them to get all crazy with it. But it was that lady showing you about, they had different numbers of labeled about what they were. All right, and we've showed it before. And if there, you know, there's that many people that want to see it, I can probably show it again. It's in the Akim drive. You can go and find it. You know, if you just go to Google, if you go to the page, I'll show you real quick. You go and get, go to my page right here, and you go for the links. There's one called the Akim drive. You can't add nothing to it. All right, only I can add something to it because, like I said, there's a few bad apples out there that spoil the whole bunch. Not saying you brothers or sisters, but people go in there and try to post illegal shit. You know what they'd try to post? Shit like that and try to get it taken down and get me in trouble or something like that. So I don't allow access to, do I like the new one? No, not really. I like the way that it is. But you know, if you come here, all right, again, you seen on my page, you can just go to the Akim drive. You can see it, boom. You know, say Akim. All right, you can go and find art here. All right, I got different things like Babylon's destruction, different things you can use for videos. All right, chariot depictions. All right, you got like this is some of the art that I've made. All right, personally. You got other, like, just other stuff. I didn't know where to put it. This is a famous painting. All right, the elites. All right, built in the black, you know, on so-called black people's back on slavery. All right, you got art resources, certain things that you can use. Paleo Hebrew, all right, for different things that they have. Los Lunas Decalogue Stone, Bat Creek inscriptions. You got Paleo Hebrew chart. If that ever gets removed, it's here. A couple different things of a couple different, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahushai's name in a Paleo in a PNG form that you can put over things. Kind of like I have, you know, right here. That's the same one. You have YouTube banners, you know, that you can use for your page. I only have this one made. All right, but you know, there's certain things that you can use, and of course, if you ever want a YouTube banner made, you can just, you know, drop a comment on the comment board, and I'll make one for you, you know, free of charge. Anything for the, you know, the brothers. So, different videos and different things. You know, Hebrew prayers, you know, videos and sometimes pictures, just different things I find that I add. GMS classics. All right, these are classic videos. You know, you got Elder Tahar in 1988. Back then when he was Elder Tahar, right? Elder Apostle Tahar now, as we know him. All right, got videos from 2006. All right, live camps. All right, Elder area, Elder area. All right, you got Elder Gabar at the time, now Apostle Gabar. Some videos, you know, you see Apostle Ramla and some of them as well. So, you know, and it's, hey man, you know, those are men that have been in this truth for a long time. All right, you'd be wise to, you know, shut your mouth and listen to them when they're speaking. So there's different things on here, you know, that you can go and get. I can't remember what I was talking about with certain things, but there's a oh yeah, the pictures. I don't know if it's in here, but there's certain things, you know, like that. You see it. I'm not going to read it. Planned social, you see, herbal healing book. There's different things in here. I don't see it in here. You know, book. This is called books they don't like you to know about. And you see they got a couple different books in here. All right, there's that book that I mentioned earlier. If you want to download it. Oh, it's stealing. It's not stealing. No one's losing. No, I'm not taking advice. I'm not taking advice. I'm not taking anything from anybody. If someone has a soda on the counter and I take that, I've took it. And if I take that soda and I somehow duplicate it and take it, that guy hasn't lost anything. All right. Even Esau doesn't consider it theft. It's called copyright infringement. There's a different thing about it. So I don't have it, but I'm actually gonna go ahead and upload it right now for you. Let me see. We'll get this one. And we'll get get this one, and we'll upload those. I'll try to find where would it be? Pictures saved. Gotta be around here somewhere. Bear with me just a moment. Here it is. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna just call it numbers. I'll just call it V numbers because I don't want that, you know. There you go. It's uploaded for you if you want to go see it. It's under V numbers. I'm not going to show it, but you can go and look at it because I don't want them getting all pissy about it. But you see it. V numbers. All right. Go and look that one up right there. So, anyway, we got to read one last scripture. We're closing out because at this point, I'm just talking. But, you know, it's Sabbath. It gives me something to do, but I don't want to just cloud it up. So, Job 18, 17, and 18, then we're going to close out. It says, his remembrance, this is Esau, his remembrance shall perish from the earth. We want to read up. No, we got it at a good point. Job 18 and 17 through 18. Verse 17, his remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. You're not going to hear, oh, Esau, Esau, Esau. After that 1,000 years is up, done. Verse 18, he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. And, hey, man, we can't wait because this is Esau, man. This is disgusting. They're Edomites. They're Edomites. That's what Edomites do. Edomites doing Edomite things, man. And it's disgusting. We're not with it. That's pretty much, you know, the lesson. Salaki for the ramblings that were had. All right. Lord one was edifying anyway. You know, had some edifying conversation and, you know, commentary. You know, we grabbed quite a few more scriptures than were actually laid out here, which is good. Call all Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for that and for, you know, guiding me through this, you know, lesson. You know, with that, I guess we're just going to go ahead and close out. So with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. Until next one, Lord willing, shalom.